doing nothing but work. You're nothing but try, nothing but push further than you've ever pushed in your entire life. And you're sat on a bed in the middle of the day in your pajamas, crying, looking out your window. It's a beautiful day. You missed half of it. You feel like a failure. Like you've messed up. Lonely. You're more depressed than ever. You feel that you can't do anything. That you're so just bad. You're the worst. You're a disgrace. Can't do anything. That was one of the worst experiences of my life. It was the end of May last year, and I just had the best month of my life. I sort of, dipped, woke up a bit late one day, felt awful, felt like a failure. I failed once and I couldn't take it. I just couldn't take it. This video is gonna tell you how I now feel good about myself. How I wake up every morning and literally I just smile throughout my day. Like it's not even a joke. Like I have this sort of rule where I aim to smile at every single person I see, as long as they're looking at me. If you shouldn't smile at someone if they're not even looking at you. It's a bit like but that's literally what I do. I literally smile as I walk down the street. Like I talk to tons of people. I feel great every single morning I wake up, I feel like I'm the man, like I'm so sick, and I am. I feel great about myself. My self-esteem is like way up there, bro. I walk every day. I'm gonna go for a walk later actually, after I finish these videos. And it's just lovely, bro. I've spent 10 hours, probably longer than that actually, on a course called The Science of Well-Being. It taught me so much about happiness, about feeling fulfilled in your life, that I've decided to make this series, which is, I haven't decided on the name just yet. It might be like True Happiness or something else, just something to do with happiness, right? And this video is going to be the start, episode 1. I have rules here that have completely transformed my life. I've taken as many steps as I can these last 2 weeks in moving towards this. I've deleted Discord. I've been so consistent. I've been just getting so much better. I've just been doing everything, bro. I hope this stuff can help you as well. It's completely changed my life. The first thing, limit your social comparisons. This made sense to me. Late last year, I felt like broke. I was watching a lot of sort of, what do you call them, like, rich people, I was watching some guy in, like, I don't know, some fancy city. I was watching a bunch of millionaires, right, on YouTube. And I'd watch them quite consistently as well. And when you watch a millionaire on YouTube or something, their social comparison, so it feeds onto you. If you watch like 10 different millionaires at once, then it all just feeds back. And eventually you get to a point where you just feel broke. Like, even if you're not broke, even if you're making like 50K a year or something, which is like a really good wage in UK or something, like, that's ridiculously high, right? Even if you're making like ridiculous high, you still feel broke when you're watching these people, because you're comparing yourself to them without even realizing it. Same thing with social media, same thing with beauty, money, like health, all this stuff. If you're comparing yourself to athletes, yeah, you are gonna feel like a fat sag of, I don't know, like just do you know what I mean, bro? A lot of your happiness is just dependent on what you're comparing yourself to. I feel like that's why there tends to be like certain families that are just more like fatter than other families. Like, I'm not trying to be offensive or anything, right? But you sort of get that sort of impression, like you see the fat mum, and the dad just happens to be fat, and then the kids, they're also just fat, and it's sort of just, I think it's the social comparison. I think it's when, if the mum does it, then well the kid does it, because the children just imitate the parents, right? So if you're an overweight mum and you're complaining about your kid for overeating, the kids are just imitating what you're doing, bro. Like don't blame the kids, bro. Like, just like, fix your diet, and I think your kid will just get better like automatically, because they'll see, oh well, mum's eating vegetables, I might as well eat them too, And if you do that, it will sort of just, it will disqualify that. But anyway, back to social comparisons. If you're comparing yourself to your dad who is quite overweight, then you're probably gonna get quite overweight without really doing anything about it. That's why you need like friends at school who say like, you're fat, bro. Like maybe you need me, bro. Okay, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Yo, you did just eat a lot of unhealthy food, bro. Let's be honest. Let's be honest with you, bro. You know that's not good for you, right? You know the sugar. You know, bro. I'm not trying to be one of those guys that sort of, oh, boy, you. But yeah, bro. Like you got to watch that. You got to watch that. Some people need some of that accountability. It's like why social media is like, it gives you all these social comparisons that you'll see, like, because the algorithms are designed to give you the best picture. So say you're looking at 10 pictures of supermodels. Well, supermodels will do better on Instagram because they're more attractive, so they'll get more likes, so they'll do better on the algorithm. So it's sort of, you get what I mean, right? So they'll always be at the top. Everybody will be seeing the supermodels, but the other, like, everybody, you won't see them as much because they're sort of like, what's the word? Just they're just the rest. They're not going to get as much sort of attention as the people at the top. That's why, I don't know, like, that's when you see all these like problems of like girls using phones. Yeah, the adults are always talking about, oh, girls are using way too much phones, and oh yeah, like it's probably true, but like you know, right? Like you can use Instagram if you want, but like be aware that if you're gonna be looking at supermodels all day, bro, you're gonna feel trash about how you look. Like it is what it is, right? I think a cure for this that nobody's really discussed. Number one, the best thing you could probably do is just stop looking at supermodels. Like, just stop looking at people who are incredibly better than you, and just work on like making yourself better. The second thing you can do is don't do that, because that's dumb, and because that's like modern day advice. I'll just stop doing it. But I think it's a lot better to work out what the actual healthy top level influencers are and what the unhealthy ones are. If you're looking at 50 different supermodels, cut them all out. But if there are like 2 or 3 that give you like beauty tips or something, like, just keep like the one of those that gives you like the most value, and just only follow their stuff. And then you'll get like the same amount, you'll get a good level of like information and value. But instead of comparing yourself to 100 supermodels, you're comparing yourself to just like one supermodel. Like one supermodel compared to like everybody else in your life can still have a big impact on you, but it can't have that sort of depressing, nihilistic, sort of like I hate myself feeling. Like if you look at one supermodel and you compare yourself to them, it's not the end of the world. I think the problem arises when it's 10, 20, 30. Then it feels like you are the worst. It makes you feel like you're literally like a good example of this. Right, we used to live in like tribes, right? You see plant behind me, it's a plant behind me. We used to live in like tribes, and these plants would be everywhere, bro. And we would literally just like hunt like animals and whatever, right? So, what is the worst position you'd want to be in this tribe, right? The bottom. You'd hate being at the bottom, bro. You just wouldn't want to be at the bottom. So there would be sort of this sort of disgust and this sort of anger if you were at the bottom of this sort of tribe in like the hierarchy of tribes. So at the top there's tribe leader, at the bottom there's like I don't know, just like some little nerd, bro. I don't know, like I don't think they had those back then, but you know what I mean, right? And you would hate being here, bro. And what looking at 100 supermodels is, right? It's like, and also you can change the word supermodel to like athlete or healthy person or like rich person. You can just mix them around, like just to anybody who's great at anything. It makes you feel like you're at the bottom of this tribe. Like you've got like 100 people. You're looking at like 100 athletes who are more healthy than you. You're looking at like 100 millionaires that are more wealthy than you. And it just makes you depressed and nihilistic and angry. Because it makes you feel like you're at the bottom of this tribe. It makes you feel like you're a failure, you know, you're the worst out of all of these people. And that is why you feel bad when you're like looking like after you use like Instagram or something or like Facebook. I don't know, like whatever you guys use. Facebook, Jesus. There'd be like 90-year-olds watching this. Yeah, no, but seriously, who'd be using Facebook, bro? Facebook. Yeah, that one's very important, bro. The way I fix this, I just stopped my social comparisons. I'd go through your YouTube subscriptions list. I'd go through like Instagram followers list, just any sort of like anything that influences you, anything that influences you, basically anything, right? Any sort of person that influences you, and just like unfollow or unsubscribe or just stop watching anyone that doesn't give you value. Because there are supermodels who make beauty tips, right? There are rich people that give like money advice, and that's great because you're learning and you're implementing. But instead of reading like, I don't know, one page from like 100 different millionaires, just find one millionaire that's giving advice like every day, and just read all of their stuff. Because then you'll be influenced by one millionaire instead of like 100 different millionaires. And I do think there is some value in that. Like, for example, the YouTubers I watch, there's this one guy who's like really, really successful, and he gives like a ton of value. I watch him, and like, I think I watch like one millionaire sometimes, so he's a millionaire, and then I watch another millionaire sometimes, and then I watch like one guy who's all about like health and business and that, and then I think that's it. Like that's all. And then I watch like another artist or something. So I don't have like 50 different millionaires or 50 different athletes or 50 different famous people, you know. And once you've limited them, you'll feel like you'll stop feeling like you're at the bottom of something. Because instead of it being like 50, you know, like athletes, it'd be like 4 athletes. 4 athletes. So if you imagine the people inside of your tribe, inside of your life, it's like your family. Let's say 5 people is your family, and then it's like your friends. Let's say 5 people is your friends. I don't know. We're just adding up numbers. 10, and then what you've got like three people that you look up to, who are all better than you. Okay, so that's 13. So there's and then including you, it's 14. So 14 people in your tribe, and 3 of them are really great. Like you can handle that, right? And that's not including like people you see on the street, you know, all of that. Anyway, we got to move on. That's social comparisons, bro. Also, just delete any social media that you don't get anything from. Like, if you're literally just watching, like going on Facebook or something, and you're literally seeing nothing but people talking about how incredible they are all the time, and you're not getting any value, you're not learning anything, you're not getting any tip, you're not getting anything like that. There's not even a quote, like, then I just get rid of it, bro. Like, what's the point? Or you can follow some people that do actually give advice, that are beautiful, that do give advice. There are those people out there, I'm sure, somehow. When don't cope, bro, you know? I coped for a while. Like, before I deleted Discord, I was coping so hard, bro. Literally, bro, like, I was coping about how, like, oh, but it's so helpful, and, like, oh, but, like, how would people message you, and, like, oh, but what if some businessman had, like, some sort of message, and, oh, but what if, somebody needed you urgently, like, just don't, like, they're all excuses, bro. Okay, the next thing to make you feel just good about yourself is to write gratitude every day. I've got a journal behind me. My mum bought it for me on my birthday. It was only a couple of days ago, and so it's a brand new gratitude journal, and I've been writing it every day. Today I wrote some gratitude, and it's lovely, bro. Gratitude makes you exercise more. That's not the main point, but it is an extra bonus. It makes you happier. It is the only way to appreciate what you have. It is one of the most beautiful emotions. It is effortless, and it takes like 5 minutes a day. It makes you more positive, which has a ton of benefits, by the way, if you didn't know. Just being positive, not looking at the dark side, looking at the bright side, and moving forward. It's amazing. Like, the amount of benefits, bro. Like I don't know if I've got enough fingers for all the benefits, you know. I'll show you my gratitude journal now. I've been writing it every day for the last month. If you want, you can go on my Discord server, which is linked in, like, my channel banner. No, I think it's linked in the video description as well, so you can check that out if you want. And we've got a gratitude channel, so you can go on that and you can just write gratitude in it if you want, and that will literally give you all those benefits, bro. If you just literally just write down, like, think of what am I grateful for. Like, I'll think of it right now. What am I grateful for? You know what, bro? There's like a card inside of this camera. My dad got me a new one, which has like more storage, which means I can record 8 times as many videos. I'm really grateful for that card, bro. Yo, sorry, my camera's running out of charge. I'll just plug it in real quick. Yo, how the heck? 1 sec, bro. I don't want the camera dying on us, like just midway through a video, camera dies. Hold up. So, write gratitude every day. It's not, yeah. So you can either do it in my server, or you can get like an actual like paper, yeah, the paper journals are great, and they'll give you like a lot of benefit as well. I love the paper ones because I find the more slowly you write the gratitude, the more benefit there is. So if I'm writing and I go like, I tick, I'm grateful, like that as I go along, then it just makes the gratitude so much more full and like fulfilling. And there must be some benefit in that. And also just doing it on paper will slow you down, because like, I don't know about you, but on my phone I can go like gratitude, like, it just takes like 20 seconds, and it doesn't have as much of an effect. Although I literally just did use that server for like 3 months straight or something ridiculous for my gratitude. But after like realizing that the effect probably isn't as much as it takes like 30 seconds, I sort of just started writing it in a journal now. Oh. Okay. Limit your social comparisons, write gratitude every day. Better your life. This sounds like strange, but this is just simple, right? If you want to feel good about yourself, why don't you align your life in a trajectory that you consider good? And in simple, just better yourself. Make yourself better. eat healthier, eat, like exercise more, do the things that you consider are good and healthy and strong, and like consider you like as a good human being, right? And that will make you feel good about yourself, because if you have a list, like I think Alex Hormozy says this, if you have like a mental sort of like I'm gonna sort of shake it around a bit. If you have a mental list of everything you've accomplished today, everything you accomplished yesterday, the day before that, and every day for the last, I don't know how long now, bro. What? That goes back. That list goes back a long time now, bro. Then, how can you not feel good about yourself? I said this in my video about how to love yourself. How can I not feel good about myself? I've done so much. I've accomplished so much. There's still possibility, right? Some athletes do get depressed. Some millionaires do get depressed. They don't feel like they're enough. That's why you do the gratitude. But if you can be grateful for stuff while accomplishing incredible stuff, you've got like sort of like a recipe for success there, bro. A lot of us feel bad, not because we need to like be appreciative of how good we are, but really just because we're not that great. We're not really that amazing. Unfortunately, like I don't want to offend anybody or like anything like that, but we're not really that great, are we? Like I'm gonna be honest with you today, bro. Like I ate a cherry bakewell, big one as well. I'm not that great. So why don't we accomplish some stuff that makes us feel like we are kind of great? Not like like, oh, I'm so incredible, but like I am pretty great, bro. Like I did, I've accomplished everything I set for myself today. This right here is the last task I have to do today. I'm gonna spend the rest of the day just learning, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. And it's not even 3 o'clock. Okay, actually it's 15 past 3, but you know what I mean, right? It's not even 3:30, you know. How can you not feel good about yourself? It's simple, but it's so true. This is a technique that you can use that will just, it's almost like a trick to happiness, but it's not really. Live like a tribe warrior. If you want to feel good about yourself, live like your ancestors lived. Live like you're supposed to live. Live like that sort of natural human lifestyle. This is so underestimated, Like, if you've spent the last 3 days in your dark bedroom, you haven't even showered, you haven't even changed, you're literally like haven't even seen light in so long. Like, your lungs are like weirdly like shallow, and you haven't had any air. You just your breath sort of like dry in a way. And you just feel like you literally, if you, like you literally feel like you just don't care in such a depressing and nihilistic way, then you are going to like dislike yourself on a deep level. You're going to disrespect yourself on a deep level. So live like a tribe warrior, Go outside. I don't know. Accomplish a mission. Set a mission for yourself. I'm gonna walk 2,000 steps. I'm gonna climb that tree. I'm gonna run through there. I did this. Yeah, I love doing this last year. I made a video like climb it, you won't, or something. I just climbed a tree, bro. Like, cause I felt like it. Like, who cares? And I was so happy, bro. I was so proud and so happy and so fulfilled. It's one of the best things, bro. Go outside. Think of a mission. Go accomplish it. Simple. Because You know, your tribal ancestors, well, they just live outside and they would like hunt things and they would eat, right? So it's sort of similar. Go outside with a mission. Their mission would have been, I don't know, like kill the pig, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, what did it? Like, like murder the woolly mammoth or something. Like kill the saber-toothed tiger. And they would sort of, they go out with that mission and they accomplish it, and you can sort of go progressively harder as you want. You can either do it with steps, you can do it with some sort of tree you want to climb, you can do it with something that you just want to accomplish. Anything, but like the list goes on. It's all up to you, but really. Now I'm going to end this video with some simple steps that you can just use. Quit any social media that doesn't give you value. I did it with Discord. And watch my video on... no, but seriously, bro. Back to bettering your life. If you want to better your life, I literally made an entire 1 hour video on just bettering your life, like making your life better. Where I literally, like, it's not some complicated stuff, right? I went down some simple, incredibly practical stuff that you can do, like, within the next day, and you can just accomplish, and you can feel proud of yourself. And you'll be going into a good direction of just, like, making your life better. So I don't think it was received too well. I feel like some people thought, like, oh, well, they're too simple. Like, later in the video, I sort of talked about how, like, you can't assume that these are too good for you, because maybe they're not, bro. Maybe you're not that great. Maybe you're not too good to want to change your life or something, or like want to like become better. Oh, I'm too good to become better. Like, I'm sorry, bro, but that's the definition of ego. Like, no one's too good to be better. Elon Musk ain't too good to be better. I wouldn't blame him if he stopped. He's already accomplished so much, but he is not too good to being better. That just doesn't exist. It's called complacency, bro. If you want to be complacent, then up to you. Okay, that was episode 1 of this little happiness series we got going on. I hope you enjoyed. I'd highly recommend you stay in tune, or if you're watching like far in the future, check out episode 2, 3, or even 4. And oh, I just spoiled how many episodes there are. Oh no. Oh, and maybe 5 and 6. Nah. Yeah. Episode 2, 3, and 4 should be coming out soon. My name is Sam, and my name is 7. Believe in yourself.